If the gospel isn't powerful enough to transform my relationship with a parent who possibly abandoned me, or a parent who didn't bless me, or a parent who is so jacked up that they couldn't even see me, and that's a lot of people listening to us right now. If the gospel isn't powerful enough to change my heart, to be able to not brush things under the rug, that's not what we're talking about, not put myself in a dangerous situation, that's not what we're advocating, but to be able in a healthy, forthright way to go back and to bless maybe even those who cursed you. If the gospel isn't powerful enough to do that, how is it possible enough to get me to heaven? Yeah. How is it possible enough to get me out of the grave if it's not powerful enough to do that? And I think we put some of these things in categories of the impossible. And one of the things we put first in the category of the impossible is it's impossible for me to change my relationship with my parent. And it's just, I think it's because it's so essential. The Old Testament ends on the fathers blessing the children. And the New Testament begins, the Gospels begin with, and the fathers will bless the children, and the children will bless the fathers. And so there's something intrinsic and daddy, watch me. Yeah. You don't teach kids that. Right. They're born with it. And moms are essential in the equation, but kids are born with daddy, do you see me? Yeah. Watch me. I'm going to do my backflip. Watch me, Dad. I'm about to do my twirl. Watch me, Dad. I'm about to run my thing. It's just woven into the fabric of who we are. Right. And the enemy knows that. So if he can break that fabric of fatherhood in our hearts, he knows he has already won the war of sinking our relationship with our Heavenly Father. And so the gospel fixes both. It reconnects us to our Heavenly Father, which is what we need most. And then it gives us the power to forgive and to bless. Again, not to brush things aside, not to ignore things that have happened, not to put ourselves in harm's way, but to bless as much as possible, to forgive as much as God has, and to speak life. And you know what I found in my life is the power of forgiveness doesn't happen when forgiveness is received. The power of forgiveness happens the moment it's offered. Wow. And so you could write a letter to your dad and mail it and never hear back from them and still experience in your heart a sense of freedom. Because you would be awesome if he wrote you back. It would be great if he texted you back or called you back. And it would be great if there was some reciprocation. But if there isn't reciprocation, the act of forgiveness, think about this. God forgave everyone. But not everyone has reciprocated and received the forgiveness. But the power of God being God is that he forgave. Yes. And in the same way for us, there's power in forgiving. It's beautiful if it's received and accepted and acknowledged. I need forgiveness, thank you. But it's powerful if it's offered. And I think that the cross that you were talking about a few days ago, Levi, you know, you were talking about the jabs and the jabs and the jabs, and then the power of the cross. Come on. And that power is strong enough, I believe, to repair. The prophet said that the Lord gives back what the locusts have eaten. Yes. And maybe your relationship with your parents looks like a dust bowl, but God is greater.
Jeez. Say that.